What is going on, guys? I'm running through the indexes. I want to give you my thoughts, my opinions, so I thought I'd share. Alright, so if I haven't told you already, I got a sizable amount in NVDA. So I've been keeping my eyes on this score. We're finally seeing those new lower highs. I threw a short out there a couple days ago, and we are seeing those new lower highs finally get put in. I'd like to see it run up to 500 and pull back and then fiddle around between 490 and 500. That'd be great. That's wishful thinking. That's not usually how these big stocks move. I think we're going to still see some fight around 490, and it's going to fight between 480, 490 for a few days, build up some of those buyers, and shake out some of those weaker sellers. So that's my thoughts on NVIDIA. If we look down here on the daily chart, you can see we've had a huge rise up. It's been a leader in the markets. It's obvious. But you know, having my money in the leader makes me comfortable, makes me happy. But we want to see what else is going on. So this morning, SPY had a beautiful move up to the upside. We had the GDP come in. Let's take a look at the news and read it off to you. The GDP for the quarter over quarter for Q3 was up 5.2% versus the 4.9% expected. So GDP, gross domestic price, so that's looking good, or at least the market took it as good news. So that's why we're seeing the SPY have a nice little push above this area. We're getting very, very close to the all-time highs here, guys, which is absolutely beautiful to see. All-time highs is 478, 479, 479.98 to be exact. We're sitting right here at 458. We're about to meet year highs. So I'm expecting some resistance up here at 458, which is A-okay. A pullback is necessary. We don't want to see things go straight up. This right here is a huge push to the north side. So if we do get a pullback, it's not going to really surprise me. But I'd like to see it trade sideways in this 453, 458 area for a while. That would make me feel a lot more comfortable. It'd help get more institutional ownership buying these things up, these mutual funds, these stocks. So expect some sideways action. If we continue higher, we're going to want to see some sideways action at least very, very soon. The QQQ, which is your weighted indices for all tech things considered, it is looking very, very good. It's still leading the pack. Very, very clear, very obvious. It's broken its yearly highs, and it's continuing higher. So are we going to see a nice continue through and a run up? It's not too far from its all-time highs. Now, our lagger is the IWM. Yeah, he knows. IWM is the lagger. We're just getting above that 200-day moving average this morning. It's absolutely beautiful to see it push up and above through this 200-day moving average. Now, it's been bumping its head for the past week. Is it going to stay up and above? That would be very nice to see. Last time, let's see, when was this? On the 15th of November. The last time we got to this price exactly, right now it's 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 11:29:23. We ripped back down on 11:15. We ripped back down. So if we can see this thing continue higher, I would like to see it continue higher. But like I said earlier, sideways action is, I assume, imminent. The NASDAQ gapping up, will it hold this gap? A lot of people have a lot of thoughts and theories behind these gaps. I don't have any data to prove whether gaps get filled or how often they do. But if we just look at previous days, and history does repeat itself, but we have this huge gap, right, that we could try and come back and fill. But we also have this small gap right here that could easily come back and fill. So keep in mind, right now we are pulling back. But if it can hold this gap, that would be a beautiful thing. The overnight gap up. Dow Jones Industrial is still looking good compared to the rest of the markets. Well, not, I shouldn't say compared to the rest of the markets, but like the rest of the markets are, looking very, very good. And we have Tesla, a lagger right now. It's not the biggest push. Rawr, gotcha, mister. Tesla, good old Uncle Tesla. Point it out, son. Uncle Tesla's not looking too good. It being a lagger, it's not looking as good as it used to be, right? We had these huge pushes. Elon Musk selling off and selling off some more. Obviously, he's not the one moving all of this, but he's the one that sold before the rest of the institutional ownership started selling. And here we are building new higher lows. This break of this trend line did make me very nervous, not going to lie, but we still are holding above a 200-day moving average, and we are on a long-term bullish uptrend. So it's looking good. Let's see, Netflix here, it's looking very well. I did not expect it to get above its yearly highs, and it looks like it's bearing into it. So it's trading sideways now, letting the 10 and 21-day moving average catch up to it. Maybe we see this thing trade sideways and chop around for a little bit before carrying higher, or maybe this needs a pullback. We will see. Microsoft, wow. Now this thing is definitely a leader in the market space. It is created this cup but no handle here, so it did not give me a chance to get into it. But it's riding this 10-day moving average. Today, this morning, it is pulling back. Pretty hard pullback here. Hard is relative, but we're looking at 1.5% so far this morning. So the RSI is showing oversold on the 5-minute. So maybe it comes back down here to this 10-day moving average. Maybe this would be a good time for a short-term buy, but these aren't buy or sell recommendations. And by the time you get this, it's going to be a little later in the day. AMZN. AMZN is looking very, very well. These are big boats that we're talking about this morning. And this big boat is slow to move. If you guys remember, we were live way back here when I was saying it was looking poopy. It was looking real poopy. And then I created this little area of resistance, and as it came down and it broke through this resistance, it came back and retested this support. And ever since then, this stock has been doing really, really well. I've also mapped out a few other key areas that were areas of resistance that held and traded sideways and pushed through, held, traded sideways and pushed through. This area here where it broke down reflected right off, I should say, bounced off of its 200-day moving average and came higher. So looking very good for Amazon. Meta pulling back, looking a lot like Microsoft, a leader. All of these stocks are leaders. We've already talked about NVIDIA, looking very good, very healthy. Apple also at the tops here, looking for yearly highs, looking very, very good, trading sideways, and had a beautiful push this morning. Just a few honorable mentions. Mara here, guys. If you're looking for Bitcoin, a way to trade along with Bitcoin, Mara is one of your miners. They mine for Bitcoin. So that's about all I got for you. There's a few other ones we could do here. Gold. Gold futures is looking really good. It's coming up to its yearly highs. And if we just zoom out on a daily time frame, this thing, this huge push here, huge push here. This area of 2073, every time it's came up into this area for the past few years, has pulled back very, very hard. So just keep that in mind when watching gold, these gold futures, that this is a key area for a pullback. If it keeps creating new lower highs every time it pulls back in this area, we might see it coil and break through, but now's not the time. Oil, I always look at ExxonMobil for oil. It's just trading sideways as usual, as it has been for the past few years. So that's all I got for you guys today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you like it, hit that subscribe button. We are ever growing, and I appreciate you being here.